Alright, food lovers, let's have a little chat. When you hear the word fat, what pops into your head? Maybe you think of greasy chips, giant burgers, or creamy, indulgent cakes. For a long time, fats have been given a bit of a bad rap, haven't they? They've been seen as the villain on our plates, the one thing we're told to avoid. But what if I told you that's only half the story? What if I told you that fats are actually one of the unsung heroes of our diet? It's true. They are absolutely essential for keeping our amazing bodies running smoothly, full of energy, and ready for adventure. Think of your body like a super-duper high-performance car. You wouldn't put the wrong fuel in it, would you? Of course not. You'd want the best stuff to make it go fast and far. Well, our bodies are the same. They need the right kind of fuel to work properly. And believe it or not, fats are a massive part of that premium fuel mix. They give us energy, help our brains think big thoughts, and even keep us warm and cozy when it's chilly outside. So we need to stop thinking of all fats as baddies and start learning about which ones are our brilliant foodie friends. Today, we're going on a fantastic journey to uncover the real truth about fats. We're going to bust some myths and discover why these incredible nutrients are so important for our health and happiness. We'll look at where they come from, what they do for us, and how to choose the good ones that make our food taste absolutely delicious while also doing brilliant things for our bodies. It's all about getting knowledgeable, my friends. When you understand your food, you can make better choices that help you feel great from the inside out. So get ready to change the way you think about fats forever. We're not talking about eating piles of junk food here. We're talking about understanding the power of good, wholesome ingredients. This is about celebrating the lovely, creamy texture of an avocado, the rich flavor of a piece of salmon, or the satisfying crunch of a handful of nuts. These foods are packed with the good stuff, the fats that our bodies are crying out for. Let's get stuck in and explore the wonderful world of fats together. It's going to be a tasty ride. To really understand fats, let's jump in our time machine and take a little trip back through history. Way, way back, when cavemen and cavewomen were roaming the earth, finding food was their main job. They didn't have supermarkets or corner shops. They hunted big animals like woolly mammoths and gathered whatever they could find. The fatty parts of the animals were like gold to them. They provided a massive burst of energy that kept them going for long hunts and helped them stay warm during the freezing ice ages. They knew without any science that fat was a super concentrated source of power. Let's zoom forward a bit to ancient Egypt. The Egyptians were incredibly clever people. They used fats for more than just food. They pressed oils from plants like olives and sesame seeds. Of course, they cooked with these oils, making their breads and stews delicious. But they also used them to make soaps to keep clean and even as moisturizers to protect their skin from the hot, dry desert sun. In ancient Greece and Rome, olive oil was a superstar. Athletes would rub it on their bodies before competing, and it was a symbol of wealth and health, a true gift from the gods. Moving across the world to beautiful India, fats have been central to their cooking for thousands of years. Ghee, which is a type of clarified butter, is a staple in many Indian kitchens. It's used not just for its amazing nutty flavor in curries and dals, but also in traditional Ayurvedic medicine. It's believed to have healing properties and to help the body absorb nutrients. And in Europe during the Middle Ages, people relied on animal fats like butter and lard to preserve food through the long, cold winters and to make their simple meals of bread and vegetables more filling and flavorful. Then, bang! We arrive in modern times where scientists with their white coats and clever gadgets started looking at fats under a microscope. It was only in the last century or so that we began to understand that not all fats are created equal. Scientists discovered different types of fat molecules and started figuring out how each one affects our bodies. This is where things got a bit confusing, and some fats got that bad guy label. But now, our knowledge is better than ever. We know which fats are brilliant for our brains and hearts, and which ones we should eat less of. It's a fantastic story of how humans have always needed and used fats, from survival to celebration. So, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What exactly are these fats we keep talking about? In the simplest terms, fats are a type of nutrient, just like proteins and carbohydrates. You can think of nutrients as the building blocks and fuel that your body uses every single day. If carbohydrates are the quick-burn fuel that gives you a fast burst of energy, like paper on a fire, then fats are the slow-burning logs. They provide a much more steady, long-lasting source of energy that keeps you going for hours and hours. This is why a breakfast with some healthy fat can keep you feeling full and focused all morning. Imagine your body is building a house. You need bricks, wood, and cement, right? Well, fats are a crucial part of your body's construction crew. Every single cell in your body has a protective outer layer called a cell membrane, and this membrane is made mostly of fats. This layer is super important because it controls what goes into and out of the cell, keeping the good stuff in and the bad stuff out. Without enough healthy fats, these cell walls can become weak and floppy, which isn't good for anything. So, fats are literally helping to build you from the ground up, cell by tiny cell. Fats also have another secret superpower. They are vitamin taxis. There are certain vitamins, called fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, that can't travel around your body on their own. They need fat to dissolve into so they can be carried from your tummy to all the places they need to go, like your eyes, bones, and skin. So, if you eat a lovely big salad full of veggies packed with these vitamins, but you don't add any fat, like a splash of olive oil dressing, your body will struggle to absorb all that goodness. A little bit of healthy fat helps unlock the full power of your food. And let's be honest, fats make food taste amazing. They carry flavor and give food a wonderful, satisfying texture. Think about the creamy smoothness of an ice cream, the richness of cheese, or the way vegetables taste so much better when they're roasted with a little bit of oil. That's fat working its magic. It makes eating a joyful and delicious experience. So you see, fats aren't just lumps of grease. They are essential, multi-talented nutrients that act as our energy reserve, our body's builders, our vitamin delivery service, and our flavor enhancers. They're proper little superstars. Section 4. Good fats, bad fats, the yummy and the yucky. Okay, so now we know we need fats, but the big question is, which ones? It's like having a team of superheroes. Some have amazing powers for good, while others can cause a bit of trouble if they get out of control. Let's start with the good guys, the unsaturated fats. These are the absolute champions of the fat world. They are fantastic for your heart, brilliant for your brain, and generally just superstars for your overall health. There are two main types of these heroes, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats. You can find these lovely fats in plant-based foods. Monounsaturated fats are found in things like olive oil, rapeseed oil, avocados, hooray for avocados, and lots of nuts like almonds, hazelnuts, and pecans. They are brilliant for keeping the bad cholesterol in our blood low. Then you have the polyunsaturated fats, which include the famous omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Your body can't make these, so you have to get them from your food. Omega-3s are the brain food. You'll find them in oily fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, as well as in flax seeds and walnuts. They help your brain stay sharp and can even make you feel happier. Now, let's talk about the fats we need to be a bit more careful with. These are the saturated fats. Now, these guys aren't pure villains, but they are more like cheeky troublemakers. A little bit is okay, but too much can cause problems for your heart over time. Saturated fats are mostly found in animal products. Think of the fat on meat, butter, ghee, lard, and full-fat dairy products like cheese and cream. They are also in some plant-based foods like coconut oil and palm oil. The key here is balance. It's not about cutting them out completely, but about not letting them take over your plate. Finally, we meet the real villains of the story, the trans fats. These are the ones you really want to avoid as much as possible. Most trans fats are man-made in a factory through a process called hydrogenation, which turns liquid oils into solid fats to make foods last longer on the shelf. You'll find these nasties hiding in some processed foods like certain margarines, fried foods, shop-bought cakes, biscuits, and pastries. They are really bad for your heart and offer no health benefits at all. Always check the label, and if you see partially hydrogenated oil, it's best to put that product back on the shelf. Section 5. A fun kitchen experiment, the Great Fat and Water Divide. Are you ready for a bit of kitchen science? It's super simple and shows you one of the most amazing properties of fats right before your very eyes. All you need is a clear jar or glass, some water, and some cooking oil, like vegetable oil or olive oil. This little experiment will prove once and for all that fat and water just don't mix. It's a fun way to see how fats behave, not just in a jar, but also inside our bodies. So, grab your gear, put on your imaginary lab coat, and let's get experimenting, my little food scientists. It's going to be brilliant. First, fill your clear jar or glass about halfway with plain old water from the tap. Now, take your oil and carefully pour a few tablespoons of it into the water. What do you see happening? Watch closely. Does the oil mix in and turn the water cloudy? No way! You'll see the oil form little golden bubbles and blobs that float around for a second. But then, something magical happens. All the little oil blobs will join together and float right up to the top, forming a completely separate layer above the water. It's like they're in the same jar, but they want nothing to do with each other. Why does this happen? It's all down to science. Water molecules are what we call polar, meaning they have a slight electrical charge, a bit like tiny magnets. They love to stick together. Oil molecules, on the other hand, are non-polar, so they don't have that charge. Because of this difference, the water molecules are much more attracted to each other than they are to the oil molecules. They huddle together and push the oil away, which is why the oil gets shoved up to the surface. Oil is also less dense than water, which means it's lighter for its size, so it naturally floats on top. You can even take this experiment one step further. Try putting the lid on the jar, make sure it's on tight, and giving it a really good shake. Shake it, shake it, shake it. It will look like the oil and water have finally mixed together, forming a cloudy liquid called an emulsion. But just let the jar sit for a minute or two. Slowly but surely, you'll see the oil and water separate all over again, with the oil layer reforming on top. This simple trick shows just how stubborn fats are about not mixing with water, which is a clue to how our body has to work extra hard to digest and transport them. Section 6. Your body on fats, why we absolutely need them. We've touched on this already, but let's dive deeper into the amazing jobs that fats do inside our incredible bodies. First and foremost, fats are a fantastic source of energy. When you run, jump, play, and even just think, your body is using energy. While carbohydrates provide quick energy, fats are your long-haul power source. They are stored in special cells called fat cells, creating a reserve of fuel that your body can tap into whenever it needs it. This is especially important for long activities like playing a full football match or going on a long bike ride, where that sustained energy release is crucial to keep you from running out of steam. Fats also act like a personal central heating system and a protective cushion for your body. The layer of fat under your skin, called subcutaneous fat, helps to insulate you. It traps heat and keeps your body at a nice, steady temperature, protecting you from the cold. Think of it like wearing a cozy jumper on the inside. What's more, fats surround your vital organs like your heart, kidneys, and liver. This is called visceral fat, and a healthy amount of it acts like bubble wrap, cushioning these delicate organs and protecting them from bumps and shocks if you happen to fall over. One of the most important roles of fat is in your brain. Your brain is actually the fattiest organ in your body. It's about 60% fat. That's a massive amount. The right kinds of fats, especially those omega-3s we talked about, are essential building blocks for your brain cells. They help your brain send messages quickly and efficiently, which is vital for learning, memory, and concentration. So, eating healthy fats is literally like feeding your brain what it needs to be smart, sharp, and focused. It's no wonder they call it brain food. It truly is. And what happens if you don't get enough fat in your diet? It can lead to some real problems. You might feel tired all the time because you don't have that long-lasting energy reserve. Your skin might become dry and flaky, and you might feel cold more often. Even more seriously, a lack of fat can make it hard for your body to absorb those essential vitamins A, D, E, and K, which can lead to a whole host of other issues, from problems with your eyesight to weaker bones. Your body might also struggle to make certain hormones, which are important messengers that control everything from your growth to your mood. So, you see, getting enough of the right fats is not just a good idea, it's absolutely vital for a healthy, happy body. Section 7. Let's wrap it up and test your knowledge. Wow, what a journey! We've traveled through time, peeked inside our bodies, and even done a bit of kitchen science. The most important thing to remember is that fats are not the enemy. They are a crucial powerhouse nutrient that our bodies need to thrive. We've learned that our ancestors treasured fats for energy and warmth, and that our bodies today use them to build cells, protect our organs, and keep our brains whirring away at full speed. They give us long-lasting energy and help us absorb important vitamins from our food. The key, my lovely food explorers, is all about balance and making smart choices. We need to focus on inviting the good guys to our plates. Those wonderful, unsaturated fats found in avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, and oily fish. These are the fats that love our hearts and brains. We should be a bit more mindful of the saturated fats from butter, cheese, and fatty meats, enjoying them in smaller amounts. And we need to be food detectives and stay away from those sneaky man-made trans fats hiding in some processed snacks and fried foods. Eating healthily doesn't mean your food has to be boring or bland. Not at all. It's about celebrating delicious, fresh ingredients. Roasting your veggies in a little olive oil, smashing some avocado on your toast, or adding a sprinkle of seeds to your breakfast are all simple, yummy ways to get those brilliant, healthy fats into your day. When you understand what food does for you, you hold the power to make choices that will make you feel fantastic, full of energy, and ready to take on the world. It's all about cooking with love and eating with joy. Now let's see what you've learned. Time for a quick-fire quiz to test your new fat-finding knowledge. Don't worry, it's just for fun. Give it your best shot. Quiz time. 1. True or false, all fats are bad for you. 2. Which of these foods is a great source of good unsaturated fats? A. A biscuit. B. An avocado. C. A fizzy drink. 3. What is one of the super important jobs fats do for your brain? 4. What happens when you try to mix oil and water? 5. Which type of fat often found in processed foods should you try to avoid the most? Answers. 1. False. 2. B. An avocado. 3. They help build brain cells and send messages. 4. They don't mix. The oil floats on top. 5. Trans fats.